Over at the World Trade Center, a feast for the eyes. Singapore's first international jewelry, watch and clock exhibition. Jewelry worth more than $500 million is on display. There are nearly 70 international participants, including jewelry manufacturers, diamond dealers and watchmakers. 16 exhibitors are from Singapore. The Republic's trade in jewelry increased from $277 million in 1989 to nearly $370 million last year. Among the more unusual things on show, what's believed to be the world's biggest cat's eye is claimed by its Taiwanese supplier. It weighs 1.8 kilograms and costs only 3,000 Singapore dollars. A blue diamond at close to 3 carats at $1.4 million. And a pink 2.5 carat diamond worth slightly more than $1 million. Winners of the Singapore International Diamond Design Competition were announced today. Singaporeans took the prizes in the men's jewelry and easy-to-wear categories. Italian sculptor Gianni Vicentin made an appearance at the exhibition through his sculpture Il Tempo, the Time. Mr. Vicentin says it symbolizes the fraternity between European and Asian people. He's offered it for auction and the proceeds will go to the local charity Action for AIDS. The exhibition is open only to the trade and professionals. It'll be on till Saturday. Hairstyles to suit the Asian face. Find out what the experts have to say after the break.
Cleaning the shrine of Buddha, preparing bottles of water to be blessed by the monks, and packing sachets of flowers to be given out to devotees, an annual ritual that lasted through much of last night. This year's Wesak Day marks the 2537th anniversary of the Buddha's death. Wesak Day, which falls on the full moon of the 4th lunar month, also commemorates Buddha's birth and enlightenment.
These three events happen on Wesak Day in 3 different years. Therefore, people celebrate Wesak as the most significant day.
At the Sri Lankaramaya Buddhist Temple in St. Michael's Road, a special arrangement was made with the Chief High Priest of India. Sacred relics from Sravasti, where Buddha taught for over 2 decades, are being shown here for the first time. The 2 bone fragments are said to come from the cremated remains of Buddha.
We believe after seeing these relics, they see in the Buddha himself. Yes.
Meanwhile, at the Porkasi Temple in Bright Hill Drive, devotees follow a ritual to show their respect and gratitude to Buddha. A visit to the temple would not be complete without a vegetarian meal. To cope with 9,000 devotees, the kitchen crew started work at dawn. Preparing the meal required extra measures, including 1,000 kilos of rice vermicelli. Chief cook So Pia Tiong has overseen the job for 4 years. He says it's manageable with practice and cooperation, just all in a day's work for him.
The Venerable Sek Kong Hiap founded Mito School in 1955 with the intention of promoting among young Singaporeans the spirit of giving. The First Lady, Mrs. Wee Kim Wee, was at the school today to join in the celebrations.
It has been a tradition here that, every year during Wesak Day, we think about the needy.
Over the past 37 years, the school has raised about $2.5 million from Buddhist devotees. These funds have been channeled to help various organizations regardless of religion or race. Coinciding with Wesak Day celebrations is an exhibition on paintings of monks.
The artist Li Fangfu is synonymous with paintings of monks. His works depict well-known monks of India and China. Li's style blends Chinese brush with Western watercolor techniques. The 49-year-old artist is based in Hong Kong, where he works as an art teacher and a designer. Li says he was touched by stories of the Laughing Buddha and other Chinese monks when he was young. When he's painting, which is usually late at night, Lee says his mind is at peace. He hopes that is reflected in his works. More than 80 paintings are on display, results of 13 years of work. The exhibition at the Riverwalk Galleria ends on Wednesday.
And the financial report. Markets in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur were closed today for the Wesak holiday. Elsewhere in the region, Tokyo shares ended sharply lower on profit-taking following Friday's strong gains. Dealers said investors were taking a wait-and-see stance after the Golden Week holidays, but the underlying bullishness was still intact. In Hong Kong, stocks finished lower on selective selling. Brokers said with no fresh buying incentives, investors opted to take profits on some of their holdings. In Sydney, strong interest in Australian banking shares lifted the stock market to its highest level in a week. On forex markets, the US dollar ended higher against major currencies. Dealers said the Bank of Japan was seen to have intervened at around 110.25 yen in early afternoon trading in Tokyo.
Asian hair and which hairstyles best enhance it. Top stylists from Vidal Sassoon share their views. They're in town for a hair show and spoke to reporter Lillian Buzzer.
They say bobs and haircuts with strong layers would suit the Asian hair, but closely cropped hair should be avoided.
But some Asian hair, it tends to grow outwards, and it's very difficult to take hair short because it just sticks out.
Hairstylists say a good haircut is essential in bringing out your best physical features, but maintenance is just as important.
50% of any haircut, or colour or perm, is condition. So if you use the correct products, then you get the correct condition.
Intended or not, a hairstyle also makes a statement about the wearer. The Sassoon team says Singaporeans are stylish by international standards, although they tend to stick to more conservative hairstyles. A local stylist explains.
If you wear a trendy haircut, if you're in the business line, the sales line, people tend to have a misconception of your character, and quite a handful of them like their opinion from their husbands or their boyfriends. And if you were to ask them to cut off their long manes, they would always say no.
One celebrity who went under the scissors, bodybuilder Jojo Sinclair. Stacey felt that shortening and layering Jojo's hair would add more body and enhance her performances.
It's so healthy and it's a lot of freedom to it, and it gave me a lot of shine and a lot of movement. That's me. I love it. Super.
And now the weather for tomorrow. Showers over a few areas in the afternoon. Temperature range